Tomorrow is Election Day. We talked about that. Millions of Americans will head to the polls to vote in state and local elections, although the political spotlight has been on races, off-year elections in New Jersey, Virginia, and New York City. There are some other races to watch as well. Joining me now to provide the latest on tomorrow's elections is Matt Carpenter, Director of FRC Action. Matt, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for the invite, Tony. Great to be with you.
All right, so let's go ahead and get the big three out of the way: New Jersey, Virginia, and New York. How are those races looking right now?
Yeah, among those three, I'd say the closest contest is going to be in New Jersey. You've got Republican Jack Ciattarelli, who's running a strong race. He ran in 2021, almost defeated New Jersey Democrat Governor Phil Murphy, and he's been within 1 or 2 points of Democrat Mickey Sherrill in New Jersey. This is a state that typically doesn't elect back-to-back governors from the same party. So Mickey Sherrill, Democrat governor there in New Jersey, hoping to buck that trend, and Jack Ciattarelli hopefully closing strong if you're in the Ciattarelli camp. And then you go to Virginia. This is another sort of bellwether state. It's been a purplish state for years, and it's kind of trended more in the blue column. Democrat Abigail Spanberger, former member of Congress, has run a strong campaign. She's been leading in most of the public polling I've seen. In fact, all the public polling I've seen. Republican Winsome Earl Sears, current lieutenant governor, is hoping that on election day that they'll get some strong results there. And that, you think back a couple weeks when Democrat Attorney General nominee Jay Jones' text messages came to light, those vile messages where he was fantasizing about the violent end of a political opponent and his family. You did see the race tighten a bit. There has been some polling that suggested Republican Attorney General Jason Miyares could be on top. That's certainly one to watch tomorrow night, as well as that Attorney General race in Virginia. And then all eyes are on the controversial Democrat nominee in New York City, Zohran Mamdani, the avowed socialist and sort of Islamic extremist adjacent apologist. It's been sort of troubling watching that unfold for sure if you're in New York City and frankly just across the country. He's been leading in that race for a while in the 40 to 45% support rating from New York City there. Former Democrat governor turned independent Andrew Cuomo coming in second with about 30 to 35% support. And then in third is Republican Curtis Sliwa.
What do we know from the early voting? What has the intensity been going into tomorrow's election?
Well, it's been typical. Democrats have had the edge. They're showing enthusiasm. They're showing up big time in the mail-in voting, but you do see there has been some bright spots for Republicans in rural areas, particularly in Virginia. We've seen some of the deeper red counties show very strong early out of the gate, early in person voting total. So it's just a matter of who's going to show up on election day and how much of this early vote has been cannibalizing voters, essentially, who are going to show up on election day anyway, who just shifted their vote early. So it remains to be seen. I would say in New Jersey, it's looking probably a little bit tighter than normal, a little bit maybe more favorable for Ciattarelli. Just remains to be seen who shows up tomorrow.
All right. So before we go on to some of the other races that we're watching, how can folks get information that are in these areas that are going to be voting tomorrow? What resources does FRC Action have?
Yeah, Tony, I would point them to the iVoter Guide website, iVoterGuide.com. That's the letter I and then the words voterguide.com. We are proud to partner with them. They do excellent work creating custom voter guides where you can just go to the website, put in your zip code and your address, and it will generate a custom voter guide. Who's going to be on your ballot? Where do they stand on the issues? And then how do they compare to the other candidates? So like I said, we're proud to partner with them and participate in some of that research that goes into those voter guides, and we're proud to offer that resource as well. iVoterGuide.com. All right, what other races are we watching, Matt? Well, we've got two others that probably have gotten a little less attention than these important gubernatorial races. And the first one I want to mention, Tony, would be the California Proposition 50. This is a ballot measure in California, which would essentially rewrite the state's congressional maps in response to Texas redistricting in August. So this would be an end run around the state of California's independent redistricting commission, allowing the legislature to eliminate 5 congressional districts favorable towards Republicans, and then also Supreme Court elections in Pennsylvania.
All right. That's going to be a big one as we're looking at the congressional map, California trying to put a few more blue congressional districts on the table. All right. Anything else we need to be looking for tomorrow, Matt?
Well, the big takeaway is going to be what are the margins here? Both parties are going to be trying to shape, are trying to look at the results and then try to cast that into 2026. If you're on the Democratic side, you're not in control of Congress, you're not in control of the White House. You're looking for a big margin, something to bounce off of for the midterm elections. If you're on the Republican side, you want to show a good result. You want to show close races to show that you can get out your voters as well. So there will be some headlines coming out of this election, despite who wins, to just get a sense of where the electorate is.
Yeah. All right, Matt Carpenter, thanks so much for joining us. FRC Action, iVoterGuide.com, or iVoterGuide.com or org?
Oh, it's .com.
.com. All right, iVoterGuide.com, and you can get your personalized voter guide.